In the 80s, my grandfather used to live in the US. One time he brought me a pair of sneakers like this. I was sure they were made in the US, but I was so surprised checking the label and it was written made in Taiwan. Taiwan? What is Taiwan? Where is it? I could not get online like right now, easy, you know, Taiwan, just Google Taiwan, or even, you know, this globe is pretty simple and easy to find. I spent about 1 hour looking for Taiwan on a paper map. I found it, but you know what? In 2004, I moved to Taiwan and now it's 2025. I have lived in Taiwan for 21 years now. I permanently moved to Taiwan on November 2nd, 2004. In 2002 and 2003, I visited Taiwan a few times, but permanently I moved first to Hermei and then to Tajia, small towns in the central Taiwan. There are about 10 to 20,000 people. I do not really have any videos from that time. Cell phones 20 years ago could not take good pictures, but good videos, but I could take a few. This is just 30 minutes drive from my home. Eventually, I moved to the largest city in central Taiwan, Taichung City, and I have lived here ever since 2007, so it's been already 18 years. In the very beginning, I spent a lot of time learning Chinese, so TLI and Providence or Jingyi Daxue were my schools. Later, I start traveling very heavily. This clip is from the US, the next one also from the US. Basically, those are from the past 5 years. Because in the very beginning, I did not travel to the other continents. I just traveled from Taiwan to Europe. They were basically about 4 trips a year. One trip was about, let's say, 10 countries. So like 10, 15 flights every trip times 4. So close to 70, 80, maybe 100 flights a year.
Right.
In 2012, I moved to a US company and I started being responsible for all markets around the world. So there were much more traveling and not only Europe. I was basically doing between 2 to 3 trips to Europe, 1 to the US to meet my boss and the management, 1 to Australia and New Zealand, 1 to South Africa, plus I visited customers in Japan, Korea and Southeast Asia, let's say Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand. And then I was doing a lot of trips to China, but China was not for sales, it was more for supporting our engineers. China trips were a little different because I do speak Chinese fluently. We speak Mandarin at home with my wife and my son. And I do speak Russian, and our biggest market at that time, second largest market after US was Russia, so I was supporting that market. To summarize it, I have visited 68 countries, have done about 3 million miles up in the air, about 2,000 flights. My records, yeah, well, 2012 I had done about 160,000 miles in 1 year, and I remember I visited 5 continents in 5 weeks. So it was Taiwan, Europe, Taiwan, US, Taiwan, Australia, and Taiwan, South Africa. The most scary story I describe in another video, my trip to Bulgaria, but there were a few others. For example, MH370, the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing that disappeared. I was actually taking the same route just 2 days earlier. Shooting in Paris, almost 100 people killed. I was there just 2 hours before shooting happened. Also Brussels, there was a bump or a few bumps at the airport. I don't remember how many people were killed, but I was departing just an hour before what happened. So I'm a pretty lucky guy, so I'm still around.
More attractive area.
Most frequently visited country is Germany. I have been there about 120 times in my life. Second is China, about 85 times. It's just 1.5, 2 hours flight to Shanghai from here. My favorite country obviously is Taiwan. Second favorite country is the US. I love Australia, Japan, Korea, and Thailand. I was born and spent 28 years in Europe, and also in the very beginning I was only traveling to Europe. That's 8 years times 5 trips per year, 40 trips to Europe. I have visited 37 European countries, including very small ones, even like Andorra. However, Europe is not my favorite continent, and it is not because I don't like it. I do really like Europe, but it's too cold for me. For me, everything what is below 20 degrees is really too cold. And it's not because I have lived in Taiwan such a long time. It is probably I was born like this, because winter, I was suffering during winter. All my sinuses, colds and everything, it was terrible. So I'm so happy living in a tropical island. Going back to Europe, my favorite country in Europe is Czech Republic. People always ask me about my traveling because they think this is a lot of fun. Yes, it used to be. When I first time went to New York, to Sydney, to Tokyo, it was really exciting. But I have been to Tokyo 25 times, Sydney probably 20, and New York about 10 times. Now it is much more important to travel and spend time with my family, so it's more fun for me to go to another city in Taiwan with my wife and with my son than going, I don't know, New York or Tokyo alone.
Besides,
In the past, when I traveled to a new destination, famous place in the world like New York, Tokyo, I took a couple of days just to enjoy that place. You know, maybe that was the only chance. But now, after visiting 68 countries, I don't really spend time in those places. It is usually airport, hotel, customer, visiting customer at their location and having meeting, and then dinner with customer, going back to hotel, and then following day going to the airport. So yeah, there's more airport than sightseeing. The last disadvantage of business traveling, at least for me, is putting on weight. I have dinner with customer almost every day, maybe 200 days a year. When I moved to Taiwan in 2004, I was 82 kilograms. A year ago, I was almost 140 kilograms. I used to be skinny, so I could find a beautiful girlfriend, and then I marry her. But after 16 years of traveling like this, I got really fat. So my wife, now she's still pretty skinny and pretty. I look pretty old. There is only 6 years difference between us, but it looks like it's 20. This is Adam, our son, born in 2013. As I said, I enjoy more traveling with my family, even to the closest city. This is actually Taipei, which is our favorite destination in Taiwan, than going alone to Tokyo or to Los Angeles. We usually stay in Taipei across the street from 101 building, which used to be the tallest building in the world, I think for 10 years, about 500 meters tall. Now it's still the most famous building in Taiwan, and around 101 there is a lot of activities. We can have a walk and enjoy time together. If we go overseas, we usually travel to Thailand. In the past, as I said, 2 trips a year now. 1 trip to Thailand, 1 trip to Japan. The remaining part of this video are shots from Taipei, and later we'll have some video clips from Japan and also from Thailand.
嗨，你可以介绍一下这个是什么东西？
This is Phuket, my favorite destination in Thailand. It is much more convenient to go to Pattaya because it's only 3.5 hours flight from Taipei, and then you rent a car and you drive about 2 hours to Pattaya. But water is not as clean as in Phuket, since this is not far away from Bangkok. To Phuket I still need to take a connecting flight in Bangkok and drive from Phuket airport to my hotel about 1.5 hours. So we go once per year to Thailand and once to Japan. This is Fukuoka, 1.5 hours flight from Taipei International Airport. We went there first time in 2024. It was a lot of fun. Very nice place. Not the biggest one. It's not Tokyo, but the advantage is that you don't spend too much time in traffic and it's easy to access everything. Very good place. I recommend. Again, going back to Phuket. No, I think this is Pattaya. We took a ferry to a small island. I don't remember the name, but again, a lot of fun. This is my way of spending vacation. Water, beach, beer, good food, and relaxing. Besides going to the beach, I also enjoy going to water parks. There is a lot of facilities like this, both in Phuket and Pattaya. I think there are 2 decent in Pattaya and 2 decent in Phuket. And this is again going back to Taipei. This is the Hyatt Hotel across the street from 101 building where we go. And we're going there actually in April. Now is February 22nd, 2025.
你说？
妈肚脐皮要怎么办？
Jeff 叔叔 ，Hello。
这不是话。
Jeff 叔叔 ，Hello。
这
Jeff 叔叔。
One of the biggest advantage of business traveling, I collect a lot of points. I stay with 2 hotel chains, Hyatt and IAG. So I have so many points, I can upgrade my personal stays with my family. This is 5-star hotel in the south of Taiwan, which I paid exactly nothing. This is Intercontinental.
我明天要出去玩，然后如果晚上回来，如果没有位置，我们要停在哪里？
我们会有我们。
First time in Intercontinental Kaohsiung. Looks not bad. The hotel is not bad either. It's much better than Warsaw. And yeah, I think this year I was in Tokyo, Warsaw, Pattaya. This is the third. I mean Tokyo, Pattaya, and this one. And this is my favorite hotel in Taiwan, actually favorite hotel in the world. This is Hyatt, Grand Hyatt Taipei, which is across the street from 101 building. We go there at least twice a year. We used to go there 5 times a year, not anymore. I don't really have time. But this is just 2 hours drive from our home north. Has great location, you can access all nice places, and you have a good swimming pool, you have good restaurants, you can enjoy your time. And as I said, with number of points I have, I can easily upgrade to the suite, and we can enjoy usually 3 or 4 nights per stay.
Skromnie, ale czysto.